Gayle Reeves is a middle child from Seven Hills, Ohio, leads a modest life. She attended Normandy High School, where she played the French horn and the marching band. Continuing her education at Miami University, Gayle quickly realized that she didn't want to pursue a career in education due to her dislike of public speaking.
Starting out as a sole practitioner, you do a little bit of everything. You find out what you like and you find out what you don't like. And what it came down to is that I really enjoyed doing the estate planning and the probate practice. And in the late 80s, this new area of law came along called elder law. And that is what I've done ever since and what I love doing. Elder law, it has a estate planning document portion of it, but it also helps senior citizens and their families plan for long-term care. We know that as people get older, unfortunately, sometimes they need help, whether the help is in their home or in a facility. So my role is helping the family to try to create a plan that says, what do you want right now? Well, everybody wants to stay in their home. There is absolutely no doubt, but we have to make sure that it's safe.
Gayle served as a paralegal while she put herself through law school and soon found her calling to elder law. Her passion would soon shine as she pulled herself from the background and into the spotlight.
I met Gayle when I interviewed for the position that I have now. She was the vice president of the Lorain County Bar Association in 2005. And she interviewed me, and I always joke around that Gayle is the smartest person I know because she hired me. But she is the kindest person I know. She has a heart the size of gold, or the size of Montana. She's an amazing human being. We quickly became friends. We kind of think the same way, which is one of the things that draws me to her. And if Gayle tells you she's going to do something, she does it, which is an attribute that I have found that majority of people don't have. They have really good ideas, but they put them in your lap and then they say, just make it so. Gayle makes it so. And if you need more help, Gayle rolls up her sleeves and helps more. She was probably one of the most active members of the Bar Association we've had.
I started out, the reason I also got into elder law was because of my family. My father had a stroke. He had one that he recovered from. He had a second one. And we went over to visit him, or visit my parents. And I will tell you that the day I saw death in my mother's eyes was the day that I decided I had to do something. So I had to find a place for my father to be safe, and something that was close enough so my mom could drive to visit him. So I made those arrangements. At the same time, I also had to apply for Medicaid, so it would pay for my father's care in the nursing home. And one of the most humbling experiences that I've ever had is driving to the Job and Family Services department in Cuyahoga County and standing in line with everybody else. And having a caseworker who would not acknowledge me as a person. I'm a pretty confident person, but it's very humbling when someone doesn't even look at you and does not even recognize that you're someone there and tried to make me feel like I was a criminal because I was making this application. And that was what motivated me to not only do the planning, but to make the application for Medicaid, to meet with the caseworkers, because I never wanted my clients to go through that.
I watched an elderly person come into her office. The spouse had to go into a nursing home. They were scared to death that they were going to lose their house. And he literally was shaking. And I thought he was going to just start crying. He could barely stand. And he had no appointment, but he was scared. So Gayle came out of her office. She took him into the conference room. By the time he left, she probably spent 45 minutes with him. By the time he left, he was smiling, he hugged her, he thanked her, and he left. And I looked at her, I go, you're just amazing. You're amazing. I mean, this man was so afraid, and now he feels better. He left with knowledge that he didn't have when he walked in, and you were the one that did that. And she goes, that's just who I am. And she went in her office, and that is who she is.
The eye-opening is when I do the distributions and I see who's coming through the lines. And sometimes I'll talk, depending upon how we're doing the distribution, sometimes I'll talk to the people and find out a little bit about their stories. And they're heartbreaking. These are people who are desperate. They're not going, to come through a line like this and get food if they don't have to. I think another humbling experience was when I was volunteering at a food kitchen, and to see the same thing, the people that were coming through, and just, like I say, taking the time to talk to people, I think is so important. Taking the time to recognize them as a person is just so important.
It's about crafting a narrative of your life, ensuring that your values and your dreams and hard-earned wisdom endure beyond your years. It's Gayle Reeves, the 2024 Leadership Lorain County Eric Nord Award for Excellence in Leadership honoree.